welcome to this week's video. Coming up on this week's video, I get funky on the Bass VI. A masterclass in camera work, so you can see, let's see if we can get that in focus. And another masterclass in how to use wire cutters. Here goes. Oof. Now this week I'm going to do something a bit different. I've been trying to get this video done for about a year. Since lockdown finished, which was when I started doing my channel in anger, making videos every week, I've started gigging again, so I don't have as much time to devote to my channel, my videos, as I would like. And a year ago, well, it's roughly a year ago because I looked it up, I bought myself a Squier Bass VI. It had an intonation problem. Now I'll link to the video of me unboxing it, etc. And one of my viewers back then, Oscar Stern I believe it was, said that Fender had brought out a new gauge of Bass VI strings which was supposed to sort out the intonation problem that I was having. Now I'm going to show you this little clip that I took over a year ago, can you believe? I'll just show you a little bit of this. I've recently done a video about my Bass VI, and there's a problem with these in that you can't make the low E string get in tune. Oh, this is difficult to play this. I'm going to balance this camera between my knees. Here we go. Fender have brought out a new gauge of strings. It's got a heavier bottom, I beg your pardon, a heavier bottom which supposedly sorts this problem out. So I've gone to order some on Amazon, and as I've put it into my shopping basket, it's come back offering me 2-year accidental damage insurance on the strings. It says that if there's anything that's not covered by the manufacturer's warranty, they will replace the strings. Now, I can't help thinking that a broken string won't be covered under the manufacturer's warranty, so I'm going to buy the 2-year accidental damage for £2.09 and see if, when I break a string, I can make a claim on that insurance. I think this will make a good subject for a video. Whether it will work or not, I do not know. I can't believe that that's come up there in error. Anyway, let's give it a go. I'll show you the screenshot. So here are the strings, these strings that are under warranty. Now that's a different subject as to whether we can, when I break one of these, get them sent off. So what I'm going to do in this week's video is I'm going to put these strings on. Well, I'm going to put the bottom string on, let's face it. There's not much point putting the whole lot on because the intonation is fine on the rest of the strings. So hang on, I'm going to grab my Bass VI. Right, here it is. Now I have to say, I haven't really used it much in a year, which is disappointing because I do like it, but because of this intonation problem, I haven't been able to use it on gigs. I've used it on a couple of recordings and I kind of have to tune the bottom string for the purpose of what I'm doing. But so as you can see, it's got rather dusty, which is a shame. And also I've got this peculiar setup there. Let's see if I can show you closer up. Can I get it in focus? Let's get my face in focus. You can see there I've had to do a strange thing with that bottom string. So I'm going to put that right, put the saddle back in the right place, and I'm going to swap over that bass string and see how it sounds. Right, let's get out the tools. Okay, first things first, let's get this bottom string taken off. I'm not sure what gauge these strings are that it came shipped with, but let's take this one off. So going back to what I was previously saying, well, I'll talk about that while I'm doing this. If you'd like me to be making more scintillating contact like this, me taking strings off, please share my videos amongst your friends so I can get more viewers. Then I might be able to spend a bit more time on these videos. So you can see, let's see if we can get that in focus. This bottom, let's turn the light around so we can see what we're doing. This bottom, I had to try and make it work. I moved that saddle, moved the screw, and it didn't ever actually really work. It was still out of tune on the 12th fret. So I'm going to take that off and put it back where the other ones are before I put the new string on. So let's remove this. Now this is very exciting from over there. I'll do this by hand without using a screwdriver. That really will be impressive. Right, there we go. I don't know why it's taken me a year to get round to this, because in actual fact this probably isn't going to take very long. Hang on, let me get a screwdriver. I have to say I'm a little bit cynical about whether this is going to work because it is pretty out of tune. I'm not sure that just getting a slightly bigger set of strings is going to do the job. Saying that, let's have a look which one it is. Are they colour coded? Yeah, they're colour coded the same, so it's gold. Right, let's see if a visual inspection is going to make the strings going to look much heavier. You're not going to be able to see there. Can't tell. Right, let's give it a go anyway. It does kind of look bigger, I have to say. Right. I'm going to have to get my wire cutters out because it's got the machine heads are the same as the vintage ones where you have to cut it to length. Poke them down into the hole before you twist them around. So, okay, let me find my wire cutters. So I'm always wary doing this, especially if I've not done it before, making sure I get the right string length. So what I'm going to do in this instance, as I have this original string, is I'm going to make sure I get it the same kind of length as the string that I removed. So that looks like it's about there. I know the received wisdom is it's probably going to be about 2 inches beyond the machine head that you're strapping it into, so I don't want to muck this up. That looks about right. Here goes. Oof! That's harder than a guitar string, obviously. Oh, there we go. These clippers, now I always like to buy decent stuff if I can afford it. And I went into a hardware store in about 1993 or 4, next to where I lived in London at the time. And I asked if they had a pair, and he said to me, if you buy these will last you forever. And they still cut. Well, I know I struggled there, but I realised I wasn't doing it in the right place because it's easy to clip guitar strings, so I do it near the end. If I did it on the correct cutting bit, it went through really easily. There we are. If you buy cheap, you buy twice, but these were decent ones, and they've lasted me all this time. What's that? 30 years nearly they've lasted. And they've changed many sets of strings. Right, so here we go. Now that's interesting. Oh, it does fit in. I was going to say it would prove that they're a much bigger set if I can't get the string in the end of the machine head. Right, I need the string winder now. Good tool. Got it in tune by luck there. Right, let's give the strings a stretch. That string does look much fatter, and I'm hoping this is going to work because this will be much easier and cheaper than having to buy a brand new bridge. I think it might have sorted it. Right, let me get the tuner out, and I'm going to adjust the intonation to get it spot on, but I've got adjustment both ways. I've put that in the middle. I can never work out in my head whether you loosen or tighten it to sharpen or flatten it with the intonation. So I'm going to plug it in and do it using the tuner. I've got a nice Peterson strobe, well, it's an LCD strobe tuner. I got that for my pedal steel. As well, here's a useful piece of information while we're doing this. With a pedal steel, you can't tune it completely in tune. If you do, it sounds out of tune, particularly the thirds. So you have to flatten the thirds. You put all the fifths and root notes in tune, but the thirds you have to, I think, flatten by 6 cents. You do it by cents. Each tone is divided into 100 cents. I think it's a tone rather than a semitone. And this has got all sweetened tunings on, so you put the pedals down and it sweetens the tunings. It sharpens some of the notes slightly, some of the strings slightly, flattens some of the others, and some of the other tunings, and it makes the pedals still sound in tune. So that's why I got this. But obviously it's a very accurate tuner as well. So hang on, I've pressed a button here. I don't really know how it works, so I have to turn it off and back on again. Okay, let's see. Okay, right, I've got the E. That low E is in tune now. So if it's sharp, it means the string is too short. So it means I need to make the string longer, doesn't it? If I need to make the string longer, I need to tighten this up because that will move the saddle that way. It's certainly better than it was. Whether I'm going to get this totally... See, that B's in tune. I think this is going to work. Let me just keep tightening it. I think we're back to where we were before, but if we can do it with the saddle in the correct place, then pretty much there. Let's get the other strings in tune. A weird noise going on here. Well, weird noise aside, that seems to have sorted it out. So, well, I'm pretty amazed at that. So these strings, they go down to, so it's a 0.024 to 0.0100. Not bad. I'm going to do a tune on it now. And if I break one, I'm going to have to send them back to Amazon, aren't I? See if I get a free one. I'm going to think about that. I'm not going to break them on purpose because that would be naughty, but if I do break one, I'll just put these ones on obviously, and then if I break one, we shall see what happens. I'm not going to bother putting the rest of the set on because the rest of the strings are in tune. So let's do a little tune. That's good. That's saved a lot of money on getting a new bridge. Love to use this on a gig, which I can do now. Okay, let's do a little bit of a tune. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. There was something a bit different this week, and as I mentioned earlier, please tell your friends, share some of my videos. The more people that I get watching, the more time I can devote to these videos, which I do enjoy making, but struggle to find the time doing. But that one didn't take as long as I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to take me ages to change the strings and get it all working and tuned, but actually that didn't take me very long at all. So please hit subscribe, hit like, tell all your friends, share the videos. I'm bringing out new videos at 7 PM on a Friday every week, UK time. So I hope to see you next week.